Is Spain really closing its doors to international buyers? If you've been reading the headlines lately, you might be worried. From second home crackdowns to Brits or non-EU buyers banned from buying, the news sounds alarming. But is it the whole story? Today, on my channel of the Real Estate Bee, we are diving deep into the 2026 Spain real estate market update. We'll look at the truth behind the rental crisis, the legal reality of those proposed foreign buyer bans, and why, despite the noise, 2026 is actually shaping up to be a historic year for investors on the Mediterranean coast. If you are looking at new developments in the Costa del Sol, Costa Blanca, or the Balearics, you cannot afford to miss this. Let's address the elephant in the room first. The headlines in papers like The Express and The Sun about banning non-EU buyers in places like the Balearic Islands. It's true that local politicians in Mallorca and Ibiza are under pressure. They are facing a housing shortage for locals and are looking for someone to blame. But here is the reality check. A total ban is almost certainly illegal. Under the Spanish Constitution, Article 33, the right to private property is a fundamental pillar. Furthermore, Spain is a member of the European Union, and the Treaty on the Functioning of the EU, Article 63, strictly prohibits restrictions on the movement of capital between member states, and even between member states and third countries like the UK or the US. In fact, the Balearic government itself recently rejected these limits, admitting they would breach EU law and create legal and economic uncertainty. While you might see some administrative hurdles, the idea of a blanket ban is more political theater than legal reality. Spain knows that international investment is the engine of its economy. Remember that 1 year ago, we were here discussing the 100% purchase tax for non-EU buyers in Spain that those same media were reporting as a law already in effect. And after 1 year, nothing happened, and even Sanchez is not talking about it anymore. Remember also that in 2027 there are general elections in Spain. So you will hear more and more of these empty threats of banning international buyers, non-EU buyers, because that's propaganda, you know. People who don't know better or don't even think about looking for information may believe it and believe that that is the solution to the scarcity of properties. It is not. As I always tell you, listen to the right sources and do your own research. Now, the news that is a bit more challenging involves the rental market. According to recent reports from Idealista, rental supply in Catalonia and other major regions is hitting historic lows in 2026. Why? Because of rent control laws, the ley de la Vivienda, have led many landlords to pull their properties off the long-term market. I have discussed these topics in several videos that I invite you to watch if you don't know what I'm talking about. Links in the description. This has caught the attention of Brussels. The European Commission is now stepping in to urge Spain to address this housing crisis, not by banning buyers, but by increasing supply. The takeaway for you: if you're buying a new development to rent out, you are part of the solution. The market is desperate for high quality, energy efficient housing. Medium-term rental in most areas has no restrictions, and if you choose to rent long-term, even if I don't recommend it, the demand for high-end housing has never been higher. Now let's move to the good news, and it is significant. According to La Repubblica and El Plural, home sales in Spain surged by 11.5% in 2025, reaching levels we haven't seen since 2007 pre-crisis boom. For the first time in 18 years, we've surpassed 700,000 transactions annually. This isn't a bubble, it's a consolidation. Unlike 2007, that was a bubble, the growth is driven by real demand and solid equity, not over leveraging. People aren't just buying a house, they are buying a lifestyle. We are seeing a massive trend toward quality over quantity. International buyers are looking for new builds with open plan layouts, sustainable materials, and home offices. If you are looking at the Mediterranean coast, you'll find that developers have pivoted to meet these exact needs. The Mediterranean lifestyle is now the world's most sought after commodity. For my luxury investors, listen to this. Idealista reports that Spain's prime properties are poised for another 10% growth in 2026. High net worth individuals are moving away from volatile stock markets and placing their wealth in Spanish brick and mortar. And it's not just villas by the sea. A fascinating report from Property Investor today highlights that golf resorts are back to the fore. These gated developments offer the security, amenities, and community that international buyers crave. Whether it's the Costa del Sol or the Costa Blanca, new developments on golf courses are seeing some of the highest capital appreciation and rental yields in the country. So, what is the bottom line for our first news update in 2026? Yes, the rental market is undergoing a transition, and yes, you'll continue to see spicy headlines about foreign buyer bans. But when you look at the law, the sales data, and the sheer quality of new developments coming onto the market, the message is clear. Spain is open for business. Interest rates have stabilized, with non-resident mortgages currently sitting around 2.5 and 3.5%, very attractive compared to recent years. Spain offers something no law can take away. Over 300 days of sunshine, world-class healthcare, and a cost of living that remains unbeatable in Western Europe. If you find a property you love in a new development along the coast, don't let the headlines scare you. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. I am Daniela for the Real Estate Bee. If you found this update helpful, hit the button, subscribe for more market insights, and comment below. Is the 2026 market what you expected? See you in my next video.